Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the last match of MEM4K 3 round of 16. Today, hopefully this is not going to be a one-sided match because looking at the seedings, we have Seed 8 versus Seed 9. Agenius versus the Smasher, potentially gonna be a close match to end the round of 16, but we need to see, we need to watch for ourselves, watch until the end, and see the results of this match. So, just before the match starts, before we get, into the players, let's have a bit of background of the players with the qualifier scores. So, Agenius, very well-oriented player here. I would say myself, really well-rounded, actually. Very consistent in every skill set, just by looking at the qualifier scores. Seed 8 for a reason. And yeah, Agenius, really consistent player throughout the whole qualifier so far, I should say. Guess we can also see the Smasher if possible. And yeah, here we see the Smasher. Although the Smasher has really good accuracy, as we can see in stage 3. But both of these players do have similar scores, do have similar placements and similar scores in the qualifiers. So potentially we might see a tiebreaker ending the round of 16. Although the Ellens could be a bit down, lacking a bit for the Smasher, so compared to the Rice. But from looking at the hybrid, the Smasher does have that physicality over there. So yeah, that's a bit of an introduction to players. Seed 8 versus Seed 9. Too little difference of these too little to see of these players. So yeah, we're just waiting for the players to settle in, and we're just waiting for the players to settle in. Since we're a bit ahead of time of the scheduled lobby, which is supposed to start in 3 minutes. So yeah, I guess we might see a bit of warm-up. I'm not sure, to be honest. The Smasher is in the lobby. Just waiting for Agenius to join in. So I'll be solo commentating for today. So we're just gonna see very interesting stuff here. Although from looking at just from looking at qualifier scores, we might see mainly Rice picks. Let's see what type of Rice picks we are gonna see in this map pick. So, we might see Alan 2 being banned since both these players have similar skill set in Alan, and Alan 2 is one of the hardest maps in the pool. Not sure about SV. These players definitely practice everything. Practice every map. They're not sight reading. Hopefully they're not sight reading. That'll be a very risky thing to do, especially if your opponent is this almost same seed as you. We might see Rice 2 being played. I think Rice 2 will be a bit ahead for this matchup because this matchup is very consistent with long maps. So, but it's more of testing how well you're. It's gonna test how well you're gonna control your nerves. So, yeah. But I mean, on the upper hand, Smasher does have the accuracy advantage, but overall, Agenius is a well-rounded player. You can't just be good at one skill set and have an advantage on one skill set. So, yeah. So, all right. Oh, there you go. Agenius is now in the lobby. The Smasher is also. Both players are in the lobby. Yeah. And now we're gonna see the roles being done, and it seems like Smasher will be rolling 61 points. That's very high. That's a very high. That's very high up there. That's still a high roll. I can't lie. Yeah, I feel like the Allens could be banned. No, I'm not sure. Also, okay. So okay, so it seems like if they want the ban or protect first, they won the roll. So very curious. I feel like Smasher will, just to be safe, one of the LNs or hybrids could be banned. Will be very interesting to see one of the Rice being banned because the Smasher does have that Rice capability. Same with the Agenius, so yeah. But anyways, we're going through the protects, and yep, Rice 5. Ooh. Rice 5 is the hardest Rice map in the whole pool, and this is the wild card pick. And now we're gonna see Agenius' pick, or I mean protect, not pick. Let's wait for Agenius to pick. So the Glorious is like a really stamina, physicality demanding map, and we're seeing Rice 3. The Jack pick from Agenius. Ooh. Alright. So we're seeing the Rice being protected from both players. And now we're gonna see the bans. We just might see the hybrids and LNs being banned here. Most definitely. And there, Gamma Rock. LN 1, the release chart. In Love being banned by Agenius. Unfortunately, we will not see Alan 1 being played anymore in this round. And now we're seeing Smasher's ban. And yeah, we're seeing Alan 1 and Alan 2 being banned. And now it's time to see their pick. So we're probably going to see the Rice being played. It's kind of expected to see the Allens being banned because, well, not Allen 3, because Allen 3 is the density pick, and this is less. Allen 3 is the easier Allen pick for the whole pool. So it's kind of expected to see like Rice-oriented players not having Allen 3 as their safest Allen pick here. And we're seeing Rice 1 being picked by the Smasher. Junglist Acid. So we just streamer, can you streamer? pick Rice 1 by Smasher. Yep, okay. So, alright, so we are going to Rice 1. So Rice 1, just by hearing the noise, this is the tech pick, the accuracy check pick. This is more of testing your coordination with your Rice. And getting good accuracy on this map is gonna be very challenging in general, because the pattern changes and the rhythm changes. It just changes a lot. So now we're seeing Rice 1 being played. There's a very like weird bursts that players could drop a few bit of accuracies. So yeah. But now the players are off. We do see them starting with 0.8 accuracy, which is very high to start off with, considering the map does... Oh, we do see the Smasher do drop a bit of accuracy in one of those grace patterns, but that's just the start of the map. There's a lot more of those coming in, and you have to be consistent and not be nervous when playing this. Oh, Agenius is holding the 0.8 very well here, so it's just that unfortunate drop. And you do see these weird rhythmic pattern changes every time, one pattern after another. So we're at basically the break section of the map, but it does slowly build up as the song goes, as the song continues. And now we're seeing these weird, like, I don't know how to say it, this unexpected bursts. So although Agenius is holding that 0.8 accuracy, the Smasher is slowly building up the accuracy from the accuracy drop, but both players are FCing, and the score gap is pretty small. But the accuracy difference is slightly bigger, and no way, the accuracy difference is getting closer and closer as the Smasher is building the accuracy here. We do see Agenius dropping a bit of accuracy here, and the score gap is slowly closing in. I think a miss could determine the lead here, but both players are FCing with such combo. The score difference, the lead switched to the Smasher as the Agenius drop a bit of accuracy, and the Smasher does get the lead, but there's still a bit of map left, a lot of room for mistake. But the Agenius does seem to drop on these techie patterns. And the lead is now going to the Smasher, slowly having a 0.1 difference. Very close. And yeah, anything could still happen. There's still some room for mistake, which could change everything. The Smasher just needs to hold this. Hold this lead until the end. And it seems like the Smasher will be getting the point here with a 991 on Rice 1. That's insane. But the score from Agenius though, that's also insane considering how hard to act, how difficult to act this map. It's insane. What a really good clean FC from Agenius, and too great. Unfortunately with that 100, but still doesn't matter. The Smasher would be getting the first point. And we're seeing Hybrid 1 being picked by Agenius instantly after pick. But we do see a difference of the ratios, but it's just like 100 perfects different. So still, we're gonna see some pretty close stuff here. So Agenius will be picking Hybrid 1. So this is the mixed hybrid pick. Nothing much to say. This map does transition from Rice to LN, Rice to LN. Doesn't introduce too many technical stuff. There are some LN parts, like LNs just inside the Rice patterns, which does make up for a bit of choke points there. And we also have some LNs that focuses on the vocals while there is a Rice section. But overall, the patterns are not too techy. So compared to Hybrid 2, So yeah, we are gonna see Hybrid 1 being played. And yeah, both players starting off with similar accuracy, but doesn't matter, it's just the beginning of the map. And they are gonna go through the first section of the map. Oh, very close, but we do see Agenius. Oh, disconnect from Agenius. We did see a disconnect from Agenius. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if it's... I think it's pretty short. I think we have to replay the map if Agenius did disconnect from there. Well, we need to... we need to wait for the referee to abort. That is pretty unfortunate. I think Agenius just... Yep. Oh, okay. So, it's already been past 30 seconds. And unfortunately, according to rules, So, unfortunately, with technical difficulties... Oh. So yeah, unfortunately, it's been past 30 seconds, and when the okay, unfortunately, according to the rules, according to the forum post, if you disconnect 30 seconds, past 30 seconds of the map, the point goes to the other player that did not disconnect. So unfortunately, Agenius will be losing a point here to the Smasher and an early break point for the Smasher. That is unfortunate for Agenius with the keyboard issue, with technical difficulties. So yeah. But with things happening like that, we are going to see Rice 4 being picked. And this is the speed pick, and just by hearing the song, this is very fast, this is very dense, and a lot of things could happen. I mean, it's just super fast, super dense, and considering these players are similar skill in terms of Rice, this can also be very close. It's mainly that if you want to focus on getting combo or if you want to focus on getting that accuracy. So we're seeing the Smasher, we're seeing the players playing the map, and there you go. Everything's fixed. And alright. So we're at this intro of the map. We're gonna... If you miss once in this map though, it's a risk of having a lot of chain misses. So, yeah. Let's see. Rice 4. And here we go at the speed section. We do see a few grades drop from Agenius in the speed section. The Smasher is holding the full combo. Agenius will be finding a miss in these really fast burst streams. The Smasher is holding the FC and 0.8, I mean, building up the lead. But a miss could potentially change the course of this map. And now we're at this halfway of the map. Not really of a break section, because it still has the same density, the same amount of speed, same amount of the physicality demanding you need for this. Agenius is taking advantage of the break section to build up the accuracy, but and Smasher is holding the accuracy, so maybe also slowly building up to 0.8. And now we're at the final part of the map where the bursts just get insane. We do see a lot of 300s drop from the Smasher, but the score lead is too much. And yes, we're seeing more of some normal 300s coming into play. And there's some little map left, but a lot of notes coming in. Anything could possibly happen. but it doesn't seem like it would happen. The Smasher will be holding the 0.7 accuracy and will be getting the point of Rice 4. Wow. And a 991 from the Smasher. Damn. Very consistent player. Very consistent accuracies so far from the Smasher. That is insane. The one miss from Agenius. That's really unfortunate. We couldn't be able to see an FC from Agenius, but can't blame them. These patterns are just so they're just so dense and too much. But still, getting like that certain score is just impressive enough. And we're seeing Rice 3 being picked by Agenius. So this is the Jack pick. And considering, I mean, this will be very close, I shall say. Like, overall, the Smasher does have the accuracy advantage. But this is the Jack pick, and we haven't seen the Jack picks being played. So we're gonna see this Jack pick ramps up in difficulty over time as the song goes on, and gets denser, focuses on the vocals a bit more. So yeah, it's 132 chord jacks, if I'm not wrong, and yeah, very fun map and chill map, I should say myself. And Agenius is back, and we're seeing the good luck, and we will see Rice 3 being played. I'm excited to see this actually, because these players are, I can't stop saying it, but these players are really balanced in Rice, and this map is, Jack picks are known for having very close scores, very high accuracy scores. So we're at the intro section here. Nothing much to say about the intro section. It just basically makes you start off on a certain accuracy on the build-up section or the bridge. So yeah, we're gonna see some pretty close scores. From here now on, the map gets dense and even more denser. There's no breaks at all. You just have to keep hitting these jacks. And there you go, we're at the first part of the map, introducing a bit of long jacks here and there. The Smasher having this lead is just, it can be anyone's game. It doesn't matter about the accuracy at this point. They're both similar. This is what I'm talking about. And yeah, like, a pretty chill map though, pretty chill song, pretty chill map. But it ramps up the difficulty from here at this second part of the map. Here we go. We're gonna see a bit of jumps, and the both players are holding the accuracy now, above 0.9. But we might see a lot of changes at the chorus section. But we have to see. Oh, we do see a great jump from the Smasher in one of these patterns, and this one means it gets dense, and Agenius, it has the biggest accuracy lead right now. I think even a single grid can just change everything. Not even a miss. A miss is just gonna completely change the whole map. And now we're at the hardest part of the map. And here we go. The chorus section. The thing with these jacks is that if you're not only missing one note, you're missing multiple notes, since most of these notes are together. And we're at the final quarter of the map. The map gets even ramped up in difficulty from here. Agenius is holding the 99.7. Both players are holding the FC. Any accuracy drops potentially could change the course of this map. We're at the final section of the map here, and anything can happen. There's still a bit of room of mistake, but the map is slowly closing in, and just by the looks of it, Agenius will be getting their first point in the Rice 3 pick. Wow! These ratios are insane though. It's just that Agenius was just one step ahead from the Smasher. The Smasher still very consistent in accuracy, but Agenius with the V1SS insane accuracies. And we are going to be seeing Rice 5 and seeing both protects being picked. The glorious. Alright. This is probably a safe pick from the Smasher, since Rise 5, it does introduce a lot of pattern transitioning. Unlike in Rise 1 though, this map is not so technical. Although it does have a bit of finger control testing because there's still weird bursts here and there. You can tell from listening to the music. And just to know that there's a bit of LN, but it doesn't affect the map that much. But it's still more of a choke point and just more of a, you know, just a coordination check. So we're gonna see Smasher or Agenius winning. At least, I mean, yeah. And okay, we're gonna see Rise 5 being picked, the hardest Rise map in the pool. Right. So here we go. Rise 5. Very, very fast pattern transitioning map. And yeah, pretty chill start. And here we go. There's like a, I don't know how to really say it, but like a bit of broken patterns, which does give this map a little bit of tech, but not too many. Yeah. So both players are off. We might see a bit of although we might, if these players are not careful enough, they might drop on those unexpected LN sections. But because we haven't seen that much LN action, unfortunately, from Hybrid 2, we had to abort early. So yeah. And now we're going on with the first part of the map. I think the intro, and the map ramps up in difficulty from here. We do see the Smasher starting off with 0.8 accuracy and Agenius starting with 0.7, but this could possibly change with all these bursts happening. And burst to jacks. We do see a bit of more of 200s on Agenius. Rush, but the Smasher is kind of rushing these patterns a little bit, but holding the 0.7 actually. Alright. And these are the Allens I'm talking about. These players are not going to drop on these Allens, and if they hit it for the first time here. We do see the Smasher drop a little bit of accuracy, which made the score drop a little bit, but yeah, those players are just gonna hold from all on. And there you go. The first part of the map is over. But even though it's the break section, there's still some bursts here and there. And yeah, now we're seeing the last quarter of the map being played. The drills, the jacks ramps up in difficulty here, gets a bit more dense, and yeah, these players are hitting it very well, especially these LNs disrupting them. But the Smasher is having the accuracy advantage with 0.73, 1.1% difference, and yeah, these players are just hitting this very well. We might see a two-way FC here, and the Smasher needs to get a miss in order for Agenius to even have a chance. But it seems like as the map is closing in, both players are having the FC and the Smasher getting the pick and having match point. Wow. Like the Smasher's accuracy, like, okay, props to Agenius though. The accuracy is really good. This is the Smasher has that accuracy advantage, skill, so yeah. Alright, so we are gonna see Agenius have their pick, and we're seeing Hybrid 2. Ooh. Now we're gonna see some hybrid gameplay, a bit of LN finally. And this is the tech hybrid pick. So I think everyone should be familiar with this map. It's Chronos, and this was used in Anti-Mania Madness 1. And this is just a tech pick. So not super dense, but really coordination heavy, and also tests your transitioning on pattern and different type of patterns when it comes to LN and Rice. And if the LN, it just introduces a lot of release timings when it comes to LNs, and a bit of tech patterns here and there. Just by listening to the song, you can hear the dump patterns just coming in play, and yeah, we're gonna see this. I feel like Agenius might have the upper hand here because this Agenius is a well-oriented player, so we might have to see. We haven't seen much Allen action from these players, so yeah. Here we go, Hybrid 2 being played, and just by looking at it, the Smasher is already having a bit of trouble with these LNs. Agenius, well, let's see. Maybe the Smasher can prove me wrong that they have that LN capability. But the map just instantly just goes to their Rice, to their tech patterns and very chocobo patterns. Like the mini jacks to just brace, it's insane. And here we go. We're at the build-up section. 1 minute and 51 seconds though. No room for mistakes for these players. And here we go. We are already at halfway point, and the hardest part of the map is coming in here. And we do see the scores do flicker. The score gap is flickering. We do see the Smasher building up the accuracy a bit, and they have similar accuracies now. It's a matter of who misses, who drops a great, and we see Agenius drop the first great here. Okay, anything could still happen though, because these bursts are not act friendly. The score gap is very close. A miss from any of the players could determine the lead, and we do see Agenius finding a miss the moment I do say that. And the lead goes to Smasher. The map is slowly closing in. It gets less dense from here. This is what I mean. You don't want to miss in these scenarios. And I don't think there's enough map for Agenius to come back. And the Smasher, with some turn of events, will be moving on to the winner's bracket in quarterfinals. And unfortunately for Agenius, will continue their MEM4K journey in the loser's bracket. GG, well played. But look at that. The great count from Agenius. If Agenius didn't drop there, I think Agenius would have a chance, and we would still continue seeing this match being played. But unfortunately, with some scenarios with Agenius, the Smasher will be winning the last round of 16. Well played to these players. Very close match. Although we unfortunately couldn't see the tiebreaker, we do see some very close scores. And wow, this is more of just a test of your nerve control, since they probably know that our opponents are really good at the game. So yeah, that is round of 16, guys. Thank you for playing round 16. Yeah, see you in the showcase now. That is our last match of round of 16. I think we can see the brackets. No? Do we have brackets? Yeah, okay, yeah. See, we can see the brackets, the quarter-final matches. We will see Madeline against the Smasher, the Joker against Foe, Yuma against Not Ali, Zoe against Paralytical in the winner's bracket. And in the loser's bracket, we will see Ahmad against Agenius, Zohar against Silly Goober, and Normal Arabian against Fire, and Dream VFX versus Saita, playing the quarterfinals pool, which will be showcased tomorrow at 16 UTC. So, I'm your commentator, Draggy. Thank you, Rush, for streaming these two last matches. Thank you, Mari and Anna, for reffing the match. And see you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye.